All right, what's up, guys? It is week 7, leg day, and this is going to be a little bit longer of a video than the last couple ones. It's also going to have a little bit additional content. This is me doing a little bit of dynamic warm ups. I don't do those very frequently, but I've been feeling really stiff and just not so great physically. So I'd spent a good 40 minutes stretching and skipping around, using the bar to roll out my adductors, some of my rectus femoris, a little bit of hamstring, really making sure I'm stretching and getting my body ready to do some heavy lifting. I mentioned in the last video that I have not been feeling so great physically, and I believe that to be a little bit of overtraining, a little bit of dieting too hard. And on this day, I started to feel a little bit better. I felt even better the following training day and the upper back day, which you guys will see in the next video. But I also wanted to include a little bit of what I was doing. So this is a movement or a complex that I call the McCarley complex. It's just a warm up, a series of movements that I always do before almost all of my workouts, and this is in an effort to prepare me for any contest that I may go to. It is a reproducible warm up routine that allows me to move my body through just about every single motion that I will need to have ready in a contest. So I start with deadlifts, then I do some bent rows, then Yates row, upright row, front squat, strict press, and then back squat, and then good mornings. And then sometimes I even mix in a little bit of snatching. On this day, I did not, but you can see that I'm at the back squat, and then I'll do some good mornings after the back squats. And after that, I am done with the warm-up complex. So I thought that I would be working on zerchers on this day, and it was feeling pretty good. The 155 felt very light, felt nice. My arm felt good. There's a small readjustment right there. And I thought to myself, let's throw on 245. Let's just do it. Feeling really good. I was a little bit forward on that first rep. The rest of the reps are feeling really good. I'm settled back where I should be. Things are moving nice. And I did notice a little bit of something in my arm. Went up to 335, and this is where I really felt that arm position was slightly off. I did one rep and I said, no, I'm not even risking this, and switched to deadlifts and some really high bar, weird squat variation. You could call them zissy squats. They're kind of like sissy squats, just like ridiculously blown out. Anyway, did these deadlifts, worked up through 475, and had to readjust my setup because the plates were coming off. So readjusted my setup, went up to about 500, just under it. And I believe, 3, 4, 5 sets of 5. Yeah. So I believe I did a couple sets of 5. For some reason, I was thinking it was 6s, but here we are. It's 5s. This felt like it was moving pretty decently. It didn't feel too terribly heavy. I do have the problem with bringing my hips a little bit too far back and keeping them back there. This has probably only been exacerbated by the fact that I spent a fair amount of time doing weightlifting, which anytime you're pulling, you're not really settled all the way back on your heel. You're not deadlifting so much as you're generating a dynamic movement to get you in position for a triple extension and getting under the bar in a clean. So anyway, these are those weird squats that I was talking about. I worked up pretty heavy. 295 is definitely by far the heaviest I've ever done on these. Basically what I do is I take a 45-pound bumper, I set it under my heels, and then I focus on pushing the knees forward. I allow my hips to come back wherever they may be, and I'm really just focusing on trying to activate my quads a little bit right here. and take some strain off of the dorsiflexion factor in my legs. And I wrapped up the session with some good mornings coupled with a little bit of banded V-ups. You'll see those in the next set. This is my good morning complex. So that's the standing good morning with the seated good morning. Did 8 and 8. And I'm still not feeling 100% as far as my left leg is concerned, but it is getting better slowly. And I do think that it might be a slight neurologic issue. We will see. I'm headed over to Dr. B's in Bellevue every week until the contest. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting my body really responding, because I know if it responds like it can, I will be able to lift the weight that I need to lift. So that's about that. Doing the seated portion. So really the rest of the video is just me going through these movements. The banded V-ups are interesting. You should definitely try them. They're the next movement that you're going to see. And if you guys haven't checked out the Basics of Strongman series, it's a playlist on my channel where I talk about the basics of getting into strongman. You should go check it out. And there's also the Strongman Theory, which is the advanced course on competition and strongman. I talk about point distributions, where to focus, how to structure training, what to do if you want to assess your weaknesses and improve those. And it's an ongoing series, and I'm releasing videos in the Basics of Strongman every Tuesday and in the Strongman Theory every Thursday. I did have 1 week off there, but I am back on track to be posting every week. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I will catch you guys in the next one.